brought her up, because similar to Gaby, I can't sing. I'm a terrible singer. So I bring Ginny in, I just rope her in to everything now. And yeah, Oz, the baby. And Timmy's here because he's a freeloader. Yes.
Do you teach, and what's your Instagram?
I don't really. I teach at a local music store, so I work full time. I work in insurance, work a 9 to 5, so I don't have a whole lot of time to teach. But I teach at a local music store near me. I'm in Irvine, California. I teach on Saturdays, but I don't even teach all of ukulele. I can say it again.
This is his first time teaching at a workshop. It's about time.
What's your Instagram?
It's I shortened it. It used to be really long,
That's
but
why
now
I couldn't find it this morning.
my Instagram is Nolan_uke_music, and it should be on that front. So like the bio page, yeah.
Oh,
All the
thank you.
buttons. Cool. So just by show of hands, how many of you guys have heard the song "Sway"? Okay, it's a good amount. I feel like, I don't know, going into this, I didn't think a lot of people knew it. That's good. Cool. So we're gonna start out just by playing all the way through it, just so you can have a listen through. Listening is the best way to learn. So, I didn't buy my cake into mine, just Jimmy's. Okay? Mine's really hot. Mine is long. No, way lower.
Oh, yeah. Is this loud enough? Can you guys hear me all right?
Come up a little bit.
No, that's Nolan. I like these. I'm going to keep them as long as I can. No, that's good right there. I don't have anything to turn on. White. The white people?
Yeah, that was my test. Cool. Wait, why'd you leave, Janine?
Yeah, one joke, Janine.
You turn mine. Cool. Alright, so starting on page 12, we're in the key of D minor, so we usually have this certain family of chords, but there's some new chords that you guys probably haven't seen before. There's some really complex names too, so I'm going to try and break some of these down for you. So this first one here you see, under like this new chords question mark, is this E minor 7 flat 5. Very weird name. Names don't really mean a whole lot, you don't have to worry about that, but there's a couple different names for it. So you can call it E minor 7 flat 5. Sometimes you see it as E and then like a degree symbol with a little slash through it. That stands for half diminished, so it's also called E half diminished 7. Or if any of you guys know what a G minor 6 is, same chord shape. Again, you don't have to know anything about that, we just have to know how to finger it. So this looks just like an F chord, but we're shifting it over one whole string. So you have open string, finger 2, open, finger 1. So let's all play that together. We get that same sound. Sounds good. Yep, our next one is a weird chord. So this is called an A7 flat 9. Interesting fact about this chord is that there's 5 notes in this chord, and ukulele, I don't have a beat I can say, it has 4 strings. So we had to omit one of these notes. In this case, let's just follow the shape here. It kind of looks like an A7 shape and a C7 shape combined. Let's try and get it all together. Sounds good. Nice. So we're going to be switching between those two chords a lot, and since they're new shapes, they might be a little awkward at first for your hands, like they don't feel natural. You want to play F, but it feels a little bit more awkward shifted over. Another weird shape where you're kind of combining A7 and C7. So on this next page, the top of page 13, I outlined how I usually play it, probably the easiest way to transition between those two chords, because we're going to be switching between those a lot. So for those of you who don't know, in our left hand we have 4 fingers we're usually fingering with. So our thumb goes on the back of the neck. We have our index, middle, ring, pinky. Index we label as finger 1. It's number 1. Middle is, I probably shouldn't do that.
Which one?
This one. This one is finger 2. Ring finger is finger number 3. And then your last one, not a whole lot of people use this, but it's your pinky, pinky number 4. So here we're not using our pinky at all. We're just focused on number 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna have our fingers outline this shape in this top left. So we're gonna have our 1 finger and our 3 fingers stacked together on that string number 3. And our 2 fingers, our middle finger, will be on string 1, fret 1. So, does everyone have that shape down? We're doing that shape in the top left, so you have 1 and 3 on the same string, pressing down. And then your 2 finger on the string 1. Yep. So this should just be the same sound as that first chord you did, the E minor 7 flat 5. And the way we transition to that next chord is we're just going to pick up our finger 3, and we're already there at that A7 flat 9 shape. So just try and practice picking up and putting down that ring finger to switch between the 2 chords. Okay, down, up, down, up, down, up. Ring finger down, ring finger up. Finger down, up. Oh, that sounds good. Nice. So those are the 2 hardest chords in this song. Going back to the very top at page 12, I think we should know most of these other chords. We have our D minor shape. We'll play D minor together. Yep, D minor sounds good. We have C7. Do you guys know what C7 sounds good. And we have an F chord. Nice. I have A7. And then our B flat shape. I don't know how familiar you guys are with this. I like to bar strings 1 and 2 with my index. It's kind of like a major shape. Yep, you got it. Sounds good. Cool. So the biggest challenge in this song will be the first two chords you play, that E minor 7 flat 5 and that A7. They're the two new chords, and also we're switching between them very quickly. So I'm going to go over how that's implemented into the strumming pattern. For this, we're going to go back to page 13 where I have the strum patterns outlined. There's 3 different levels. They'll all work together, so no matter what level you choose, level 1's going to be the easiest, 2 is medium, then 3 will be the hardest one. That's, I think, the one I was doing. I was playing, I don't remember. But level 1 is just the good old down, down, up, down, up. I think we all know that strum pattern. So let's hold a D minor chord. Ignore the chords that are there now. We're just going to hold our D minor chord, and we're going to do the down, down, up, down, up. I'll count us in. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, down, up. Keep going. Cool, sounds good. Let's stop there. Now we're going to try the same shapes, or same strum pattern with a different shape. We're going to do this. Nice. Stop there. That sounds good. So the hard part with this one is we're going to be switching between that E minor 7 flat 5 and that A7 flat 9, that transition we practiced at the beginning. We're going to be doing that in the middle of the strum pattern. So we're not always starting at the beginning for the chord changes. We're doing this in the middle. So we're starting with that stack shape, the E minor 7 flat 5. Your 1 3 finger stacked. We're just going to do that for the first 2 downs. We're just going to go down, down. And then on this next up right after is when we switch to that A7 flat 9. So that's when we want to release our ring finger. And we have the up, down, up. So I'll play that for you guys first. I just want you to listen. Down, down, switch. Down, down, switch. Cool. So let's try that together. I'll count us in. Get ready with the E minor 7 flat 9. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, down, switch. Down, nice. Switch. 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 Going. Yeah, so all you're doing is moving that ring finger. Cool, that sounds good. Let's stop there. So level 2, very similar to what we just did. Instead of doing the down, down, up, down, up, now we're going to add a chuck on the second beat. So if you see level 2 right below, there's like a little X where that 2 is. That's just going to indicate a chuck. By show of hands, how many of you guys know how to chuck? Cool, good majority of you. Anyone doesn't know how to chuck? Cool, yeah. So we'll go over that really quickly. I'm muting the strings, just resting on the strings gently first. And as I finish that strum, my nails are hitting the strings, so it kind of gets a bit of a percussive sound. It's a little bit harder to break down. It's easier to try in one fluid motion. It's going to take some practice, so it might be a little messy at first for like the first month or so if you haven't done it before. So if you can't do it, just try your best. It's all good. If you can, let's try and add that on beat 2. So we're still going to be changing between the chords as we did before, but now we're just adding a chuck. So I'll play through that second strum pattern first. Down, chuck, up. Down, chuck, switch. Down, chuck, switch. Yep, there we go. So everyone join in. Down, switch, let's turn the page. We're going to go to page number 14. So here, is Mitch around? I don't know where Mitch went. Who was here last night? So last night, Mitch taught the Raschiato strum. There's some different terms for it. I just called it a roller flare strum. So all we're doing there is kind of adding a little emphasis. You kind of want it intentionally messy. So the way I like to do this, I don't remember how Mitch taught it last night, but I kind of like to hold my right hand 4 fingers beneath my thumb. I kind of flick them out one at a time. So you have pinky, index, middle, sorry. I said that wrong. Pinky, ring, middle, index. And it kind of gives a 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern. And if you do it quickly into sequence, it gives like a very messy strum. So I'm gonna try that. sound messy. You don't want it to sound clean. Sounds good. So now we're just gonna add that sort of Raschiato roll flare strum. We're adding that on beat 1, so you want to roll into it. Then we're chucking, then doing the rest of the strum pattern. Play along if you can. Cool, sounds good. Stop there. So all these strum patterns are interchangeable with each other. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that level 3 one, you can just go all the way back to level 1, just the down, down, up, down, up. Or if you're comfortable with the chucks, you can do that level 2, just the down, chuck, up, down, up. That's going to be the strum pattern for the whole song. And those are the 2 hardest chords that we just practiced. Everything else we'll go through when we go through the actual song. Some other little notation things I've added. So next to some of my chords, if you look through page 16 briefly, on that third line, measure 9, you see like a D minor chord, and I put hits with an exclamation mark. So what a hit is basically we're gonna strum that chord and try and mute the strings as quickly as we can after we strum the chord. So I'll take this D minor chord, for example, I'm gonna strum it. After I strum it, I'm gonna take my left hand, and I'm just gonna gently rest it on the string, so it's gonna stop the strings from ringing. So strum, and then gently rest. So very fast hit, and then no sound after. So try that. Any chord you want, doesn't have to be D minor, any C chord. Just play chord, and then gently rest your left hand fingers on the strings to make sure the sound doesn't ring down. Yep, sounds good. So we're gonna practice this hit. We're gonna do D minor chord. We're just gonna do, I'm gonna play it first. We're gonna do down, down, up, down, up. And then we're gonna go down again. The last time will be a hit, so I'll play it first. Down, down, up, down, up, hit. So let's try that together. I'll count us in. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, 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 hit. Cool, that sounds good. There's no sound after we hit that, so that's good. Let's try that one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, down, hit. Cool. So every time you see a hit, that means we're going to just cut that short. Just like cool. So now I'm going to go over some of these notations. So if you flip back to page 16, this is what's called the lead sheet. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with different types of musical notations. Because I know something what Gaby did, she did hers. What did she do actually? Was it tabs? Yeah, so you have the fingers written out on the tab lines, or the 4 strings. In this case, I wrote out the music as you would see, like a piano player would see, or a jazz musician would see. And then I added the notes that we're gonna be singing. Also as a disclaimer, I don't expect you guys to be able to sing and play this at the same time. It's difficult. I don't think I can even do that. I suck at singing, but right now I just want to focus on the chords. That's why I have Janine here. I rubbed her in to do all the singing for you guys. I just want us to focus on the strumming. But anyways, this is called the lead sheet. And then these notes that I wrote out are indicating the melody. That's what the singer would sing. If you don't know how to read it, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to know how. If you know the words, you can try your best to sing along. Good to you if you can, because I wouldn't be able to. And then above each of those notes, we have these different chords that we just played. So every time you see this E minor 7 flat 5 with the A7 flat 9, we're gonna keep that same strumming pattern we did. We're gonna just play that for one measure. So if we look kind of at that intro, we have E minor 7 flat 5 to the A7 flat 9. We do that twice. And then we have a D minor, and then another D minor. But yeah, so let's go back to one page before, back to page 14. So that's just kind of a brief on the lead sheets. A little bit different than I think what most of you guys are used to reading, but as long as you can see the chords and the words, you should be able to figure out how to go through that. And then some other things that a lot of lead sheet writers do is add repeats. It helps save paper when we're printing, so I try to condense all to one page to make it as easy to view as possible. And then to do that, I have to add repeats. So I don't know how many of you guys know what a repeat sign looks like, so I'm gonna kind of go over that. repeat is, if you're looking at page 15 where it says, I like to eat dogs. I'm Asian, but like, I don't like to eat dogs, so I'm gonna explain that. There's a little bit of music theory. So the repeat sign is this like, very beginning, this thick black bar, and then a little thin black bar, and then there's two dots by it. Do you all see that at the very beginning? So that's called the repeat sign, and then you see another one kind of facing the other way, like a thick black bar, thinner black bar, and then there's two dots. So that whole phrase is called the repeating music. And then we see this like little one with this bracket on top, and then this two going over at the end. So the way we read this in music, we want to start at the beginning repeat sign, which is this first double bar with the two dots. So that's kind of read as I like to eat. Once we reach that end repeat sign, we want to go back to that beginning repeat sign. So it goes, I like to eat, I like. And then after we, since we already went through that number one with the bracket, we want to skip to two. So it goes, I like to eat, I like dogs. So those are two phrases, not I like to eat dogs. That's read as I like to eat, I like dogs. So that'll be important when we go through some of the music. So let's flip all the way to page 16 now. We're gonna start going through the song little by little. I'm gonna roadmap this, so just visually looking, we're gonna start at the intro, we're playing all the way through. Next line, next line, next line. Then you see at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down how we have this little bracket with the one on top with that little repeat at the end there. So once we reach that, we're gonna go back to the other repeat sign, which if you see, that's like where the letter A is on that third line. See how there's another inward facing repeat sign? Yeah, so after that, after we hit that end, that one bar, one with the bracket, we go back to the A, and then from A, just keep going through the rest of the song. We already played that one, so after we get to that end of that fourth line, we skip to where that 2 is, where the B says D minor hit. So I'll guide us when we get there. For now, I just want to start out with the intro. We're gonna strum through the first 2 lines plus 1 measure. So here in the intro, we have the same E minor 7 flat 5, A7 flat 9 we did. We do that twice in a row, then D minor again, then E7 flat 5, E minor 7 flat 5, it repeats A7 flat 9 twice, then D minor. And that last measure 9, there's that D minor hit, where we're cutting it short. So I'm gonna count us in, we're gonna play from that very first E minor 7 flat 5 you see there. So ready? Get ready with the E minor 7 flat 5. If you need to look at the fingers again, I'll give you a second. It's the one where we're stacking fingers 1 and 3 on string 3, and then having our finger 2 on string 1. So I'll count us in, we're gonna play that together. 1, 2, ready, go. Switch, D minor. D minor again. Back to E minor 7 flat 5. D minor. Ready for the hit? Cool, it sounds good. We're gonna do that a couple more times, try and get that in our fingers. So let's try like maybe 3 more times. Count us in from that intro. Ready, 1, 2, ready, go. Good. So that's the whole intro there. I'm gonna play the actual intro melody, and I'm gonna have you guys be the chords. So I'll count us in, and you guys are just gonna play the same chords we just did and end on that D minor hit. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. D minor. Back to the new shape. Sounds good. So this next A section, this is where Janine's going to start singing. It's the exact same chords. It's the E minor 7 flat 5, A7 flat 9, repeats, then D minor, same thing over. And we're going to end where it says that last hit on measure 17. So we're going to play from the intro all the way to measure 17. It's just the same thing 2 times through. So I'll count us in, and then Janine, when we get to that measure 9, you're going to start your singing. Okay? So I'll count us in. from the very beginning. I'm gonna do the picking, or actually I'm gonna strum along with you guys. I'm not gonna do the picking yet. So ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Back to E minor 7 flat 5. So once we get to that hit there, Janine has her pickup like a flower bending. And then from there we see the A section where we repeat back up. There's 2 lines of words. So under start to play, there's in the breeze. So that's when we repeat and we're reading that second line now. So like a flower bending in the breeze. So that's how that repeat works. After measure 17, we're going back to that A right there. So we're gonna try that same thing over. And then we're gonna play through that intro, end on that measure 17 hit, and then Janine, you're gonna keep going, then we're gonna repeat back to that A section, and then stop at that G minor hit again. So I'll count us in from the very intro, we're gonna all strum that together. 1, 2, ready, go. G minor. Good. So that's all of the A section. The chords repeat the whole time there. So I think you guys are good on that. And then the B section is actually going to be a little bit easier. So after we finish that D minor hit where that B is on that 5th line, our next chords are just going to be C7, C7 again, F, F again, A7, A7 again. We have our B flats for 4 beats, and then back to that A7 hit. So let's try and play together from that first C7. Here we can just use our normal strum pattern that we've been doing. So the down, down, sorry. You can do any of the 3 levels of it. So there's the first one, down, down, up, down, up. Or you can have the chuck, down, chuck, up, down, up. If you can have the raschiata at the beginning. Yeah, so we're gonna start from that C7 on that 5th line altogether. So count us in. 1, 2, ready, go. F, E7, B flat, A7 hits. Nice, that was good. Let's try that one more time together. So starting with that C7. Count us in. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. So let's try this whole thing through now. We're going to go from the very beginning. I'm going to do the picking for the intro. Actually, Bernadette, you're going to play sax for the intro. Yeah, and then Janine's going to sing the whole way through. We got it. So Mitch, I was just teaching your raschiata strum again. Cool. Let's play it all the way through. You have the little pickup at the beginning, so count you in 1, 2, 3. Count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. D minor. Yeah, questions.
I'd like to hear the difference between a chuck and a hit.
Hits. Oh, okay, yeah, Chuck.
I'm Chuck.
Hi, Chuck. Yeah, so Chuck I'm doing with my strumming hand. So here I can do all open strings and do it Chuck. This is with my right hand only. So I'm kind of resting my palm in my right hand before I strum, so it gets a muted sound, no string sound. Hits, as I notated here, is where I do a chord. Then my left hand is the one I just take my four fingers, doesn't matter where you put it, just gently rest it. Make sure it's not pushed all the way down, otherwise you get sound. You gently rest it on the string so it's muted. After you play chord, just a quick stop of the sounds. Yeah, no problem. You want to try it? Do like a C chord? Let's try left hand first. Try like a C chord, and stop it. Cool, yeah, sounds good. And then right hand one takes a little bit more technique practice. The chunk, yeah. Any other questions? Cool. Alright. Let's do it one more time all the way through. I'm gonna have you guys do my backup. This time I'm gonna do a chord melody, just like Katie, because I can't sing, so I do chord melodies. Want to strum along with this one? You don't have to sing. Cool. Let's do it. I'm gonna count us in. I'll do the chord melody version. 1, 2, ready, go. Cool, sounds good, everyone. Nice. So, going back to a little bit of music theory, this is notated as a lead sheet. So the beauty about this is once you play that form all the way through, we can add solos into that. So if any of you guys are proficient in soloing, you just repeat back to the top, you play the same chords, and someone else would solo over that. You can kind of take turns. But there's no, or I guess you can follow along with the original, but the way in jazz, there's like a very loose format. You can kind of play around with songs, mix and match, do whatever you want. But this is a lot of leeway. Once you know that basic template of all the chords, you're all set. But yeah, thank you guys. You all sound good. That's all. I don't have anything else.
Oh, you got plenty.
Okay.
What?
Here, I'm gonna bass.
Okay, ¿qué es el ukulele?
¿Puedes preparar todo para tomarnos la foto de grupo?
Sí, nada, a ustedes o
¿Todos juntos afuera? ¿O aquí adentro?
me podría poner enfrente y ustedes ahí, yo me subo a una silla. Algo así.
Well, that's no small guitar.
Go ahead and play.
you haven't seen their merch in the back, Nolan and Timmy have a sticker.
How much is it?
Absolutely free.
And they're free.
Take it a minute to life.
Please don't put it on anyone's car.
I have no idea.
What's the lead instrument in this song?
Yeah, Janine and Bernadette. Then you're gonna sing.
He's trying to get one of us to say the word.
Very well played.
Also, disclaimer: I don't play bass, so I'm gonna try and figure this out as we go. Can I sing? 1, 2, ready, go.
I'm a little shy.
You're the only one with an accordion.
It's a whole lot better than a kazoo.
I don't think so. Shall we? Okay.
Oh, it's a small
Count us in.
guitar. And chick with pellet.
One, two, ready.
Like the lazy ocean of the shore.
have an
We
accordion.
can roll out the barrel.
When I came back, we rolled the accordion. Oh, you can unplug. Maybe all the instrument cables.
thought you wanted to play once.
Testing, testing. Let's put our hands together for Nolan's amazing first workshop. Where'd he go? Is he in the back? Nolan, you did an amazing job on your first workshop. We want workshop through 2, 3, 4, or 5, and keep going. I'd like to welcome Mitch. Those of you who are not here, Mitch, raise your hand. He's the organizer of the Los Angeles Ukulele Festival. It's one of the biggest festivals in the world. He's wearing the shirt too. If you would like more information, please go talk to him. So we have 2 official meetups for our community. It's this one, and the next one is at the LA Uke Fest. This past year, there were like 40 or 50 of us that joined for a group photo. So it's a nice group of us. And plus, if you all talk about making plans to meet up, it's more fun because then you'll know people that are there, and that makes it more enjoyable. Now, Javi's gonna do a group photo of us, but the good news is that you can stay where you are. Grab your instrument. Us musicians, let's kind of get inside. Everybody get inside and join. Chris, ooh, don't run away, Chris.
No, Tim just went off. Tim went off.
Okay. And those of you who are at the very, very back, Stan, will you raise your hand? You can stand up if you're at the very back, okay? Javi's gonna tell you if your face is appearing. Now, really quick, Chris Wu, raise your hand. That's Chris, let's give him a warm welcome. He's visiting from Ohana. Those of you who've been to the other Strum events, you know that he always sends gifts. Now you can put a face to the gifter. Thank you, always. Nolan, he brought us a U bass so we can play with the ukulele bass. I was doing so well! Nice job, David. Very nice job. Okay, so let's take our group photo. Grab your instruments. Javi, listo? Jonathan, join us, please. Say hi to the people watching on the live stream. Some of them were sick and couldn't make it, so they're really missing out. They're getting the FOMO.
You're staying home.
Voy a pasar. ¿Verdad? Un poquito más. Sí. Okay, ahí está, ¿eh? Okay, 3, 2, 1, okay. Again, 3, 2, 1. Okay, one more. 3, 2, 1. And okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Again, 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay. Una más. Now cover your faces. Es la última.
No, no te preocupes.
Okay, cover your faces. Es la última.
Okay. But,
I just overdosed.
okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 3, 2, 1. One more. Okay, excellent.
Everybody
Great,
at the same
great.
time say,
Alrighty, thank you so much. Take a break. I'll make an announcement once lunch is ready to be served, okay? But take a break. Oh, let's record.